If you shall chance, Camillo, to visit Bohemia on the light occasion whereon my services are now on foot, you shall see, as I have said, great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
I think this coming summer the King of Sicilia needs to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes it.
Whereon our entertainment shall shame us. We will be justified in our loves, for indeed.
I beseech you.
Verily, I speak it in the freedom of my knowledge. We cannot with such magnificence, and so rare, I know not what to say. We will give you sleepy drinks, that your senses, unintelligent of our insufficience, may, though they cannot praise us, as little accuse us.
You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely.
Believe me, I speak as my understanding instructs me, and my honesty puts it to utterance.
Well, Bohemia cannot show himself overkind to Sicilia. The two were trained together in their youth, and there rooted twixt them then such an affection as cannot help but branch now. Although their more mature dignities and royalties necessitated the separation of their societies, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally attorneyed with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies. They have seen together, though apart, shook hands from over a vast, embraced from the ends of opposed winds. The heavens continue their loves.
There is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort in your young Prince Elias. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very much agree with you in the estimation of him. 'Tis a gallant child, one that physics the subject, makes old hearts fresh. Those who went on crutches ere he was born desire yet their life to see him a man.
Would else they be content to die?
If they had no other reason why they should live.
If the king had no son, they would desire to live on crutches till he had one.
9 changes of the watery star have been the shepherd's note since we've left our throne without a burthen. Time again would be filled up, my brother, with our thanks. And yet we should, for perpetuity, go henceforth in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in its place, I multiply with 1. We thank you. Many thousands more that go before it.
Stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part.
So that's tomorrow. I'm questioned by my fears of what may chance to breed upon our absence, that may blow no sleeping winds at home, to make us say, this is put forth too truly. Besides, I've stayed to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
No longer stay.
1 7th night longer.
Very sooth, tomorrow.
We'll part the time between then, and on that, I'll have no gainsaying.
Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none in the world, so soon as yours should win me. Were there necessity in your request? Though 'twere needful I denied it, my affairs weave and drag me homeward, which to hinder me were, in your love, a whip to me, my stay. To you a charge and trouble, to say both, farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen? Speak ye.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oath from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him, you are sure all in Bohemia as well. This satisfaction the bygone day proclaimed. Say this to him, he is beat from his best board.
Well said, Hermione.
But to tell he longed to see his son were strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaffs. Yet of your royal presence, we'll adventure the bar over week. When at Bohemia you take, my lord, I'll give him a month behind the jest for fixed departing. Get good deed, Leontes. I love thee not a jar of the clock behind. What's ye, the lord? You'll stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily, you put me off with limber vows, but I, that you would seek to unsphere the stars, should yet say, sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady verily is as potent as a lord. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest. So you shall pay your fees when you depart and save your thanks. What say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is to me more difficult to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer, then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then?
We were, my queen, 2 lads that thought there was no more ahead, but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
By this we gather you have tripped since.
Oh, my most sacred lady, temptations have since then been born to us, for in those unfledged days was my wife but a girl, and your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot! Of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on. The offenses we have made you do, will answer. You first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue false, and that you slept not with any, but with us.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, never hast thou spoken to a better purpose.
Never.
Never, but once.
What? Have I twice said well? When was it before? I prithee tell me. Crams of praise and makes the saddest tame things. Yet one good deed, dying tongueless, slaughters 1,000 waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages. You may ride with one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs, ere with spur we to anchor. But to the goal, my last decreeless retreat to stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I mistake you, or were her name were Grace. But once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it. I long.
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy wet hands, and clap myself thy love. And then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other, for some while, a friend.
Too hot, too hot. To mingle friendships far as mingling bloods. I have tremor on me. My heart dances, but not for joy. Not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on. Derive liberty from heartiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent, it may I grant. But to be paddling palms and pinching fingers, as now they are, and making practice smiles, as in a looking glass, and then to sighs toward the moors over the deer. Oh, this entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brow. Mamilies, come, come. Art thou my boy?
Aye, my good lord.
High fess. Why, that's my bowcock. What is smutched thy nose? They say it is a copy out of mine. Come, captain, we must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly, captain. For they say the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat. Still we're gnawing upon his palm. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Thou wants a rough patch, the shoots that I have, to be full like me. And yet they say we are almost as like as eggs. Women say so. That will say anything. Yet were they as false as over dyed blacks, as wind as waters, as dice are to be wished by one that fixes no more twixt his and mine. Yet were it true to say this boy were like me? Come, Sir Page, look upon me with your welcome eyes, sweet villain, my dearest, my color. Can thy mother, may it be affection? Thy intention stabs the center, makes possible things not so held before. Communicatest in dreams, how can this be? With what's unreal, thou coactive art and fellowest nothing. Then 'tis very credent thou mayest co-join with something. And thou dost. And I find it, and that beyond commission, and to that the very infection of my brains, and the hardening of my brows.
What means Cecilia?
Something seems unsettled.
How, my lord?
What cheer? How's it with you, best brother?
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. How nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, and make itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking upon the lines of my boy's face, methought I did recoil 23 years, and saw myself standing unbreeched in my green velvet coat, and my dagger muzzled, lest it should bite its master, and prove, as ornaments often do, too dangerous. How like methought I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. My honest friend, will you take eggs for money?
No, my lord, I'll fight.
You will. Why, happy man be his dole. My brother, are you as fond of your young prince as we seem to be of ours?
When at home, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter. Now my sworn friend, and then my enemy. My parasite, soldier, statesman, all. He makes a July's day as short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands this squire office with me. My dearest Hermione, how thou hast loved us. Let what is in Sicily be cheap next thyself and my young rover, who's a parent in my heart.
If you would seek us, we are yours in the garden. Shall attend you there.
To your own best dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I am angry now, though you perceive not how I give mine. Go to. How she lifts up the neb, the bill to him, and arms herself with the boldness of a wife to a allowing husband. Gone already, inch thick, knee deep, over head and ears. A forked one. Go play, boy. Play. Thy mother plays, and I play too, but so disgraced a part, whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Play, boy. Play. There hath been, or I am much deceived, cuckold's ear now. Many a man there is, holds his wife by the hand. Little thinks she's been sluiced in his absence, and is pawned fished by his next door neighbor. Sir Smile, his neighbor. Nay, there's comfort in it. Whilst other men have gates, their gates open as mine against their will. Should all men despair who have revolted wives, a tenth of mankind should hang themselves. Physic sport, 'tis not. 'Tis a body planet, and will strike where 'tis predominant and powerful. Think it's east, west, north, and south, but be it concluded, no! Barricade it for a belly. Many thousands on have the disease, and feels it not. How now, boy?
I like you, they say.
Why, that's some comfort. What? Camilla there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go play him, Elias. Thou art an honest man. Camillo, this great sir will yet stay longer?
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. You soon cast it out as it came home again.
Didst note it?
Would not stay at your petition. Made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering, rounding, Cecilia and so forth. 'Tis far gone when I shall gust at last. How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
And the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen's be it. Good should be pertinent. Whatso it is not. Was this taken by any understanding paid by thine? For thy conceit is soaking, and will draw in more than the common blocks. Not noted is it, but those of the finer natures, some several's headpiece extraordinary. Lower messes are to this business, perchance. Pure blind?
Business, my lord. Think most understand Bohemia stays here longer. Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness, and the entreaties of our good mistress.
Satisfy. The entreaties of your mistress. Satisfy. Let that suffice. I've entrusted thee, Camillo, with things nearest to my heart. As well chamber counsel, whereon priest-like thou hast cleansed my bosom. I depart from thee penitent reformed. But be informed, we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived by that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
To bite upon it, thou art not honest, or if thou inclinest that way, thou art a coward, which hoaxes honesty behind, restraining from the course required. Or thou must be considered a servant grafted in my serious trust, therein negligent, or else a fool, who seest this as a game played home, the rich stake drawn, and takes it all as jest.
My lord, I may be negligent, fearful, and foolish. In every one of these things no man is free, but that in the infinite doings of the world, sometimes his fear, his folly, and his negligence come forth. But as regards your affairs, sire, if ever I were willful negligent, it were my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it were my negligence. If ever fearful to do a thing where the execution cried out against the non-performance, was a fear which often affects the wisest. But pray you, Lord, be plain with me. Let me know my error by his own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
Have you not seen, Camillo, that cast out you have, your eyeglass is thicker than that of a cockle's horn? Or heard, for to a vision so apparent, rumor cannot be mute. Or thought, for cogitation resides not in a man that does not think my wife is slippery. Thou wilt confess it, or else being putridly negative, have neither eyes nor ears nor thoughts. Thou wilt call my wife a hobby horse, deserves name rank as any flax wench that puts to it before her troth flight.
It would not be a stand if I to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so without my present vengeance taken. Good my lord, you never spoke that which did become you less.
Is whispering nothing, leaning cheek to cheek, meeting noses, kissing with inside lip, stopping a career of laughter with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty, horsing foot on foot, skulking in corners, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind to the pin and wed but theirs only. Would one unseen be wicked? Is this nothing? But why in the world, and all that's in it, be nothing? The covering sky, nothing. Bohemia, nothing. My wife, nothing. Nor nothing. Be these nothings, if this be nothing!
Good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion. And betimes, 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No, my lord, I cannot.
It is! You lie, you lie! I say thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee! Pronounce thee a gross lout, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer, that canst thine eyes at once see good and evil, incline to the both. Were my wife's liver as infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass!
Who is it infects her so?
Why, he that bears her like a medal about his neck, Bohemia! Who, if I had servants true about me, that bore eyes to see mine honor as their province, their own particular thrifts, would do that which would undo more doing. I, and thou, his cupbearer, who I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, might see, as plainly as heaven sees earth and earth sees heaven, how I am gold, might bespice a cup, give mine enemy the lasting wink, which dropped to me, were cordial.
I could do it, my lord, and that with no rash poison, but with a lingering dram that should work on the body like disease. But I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress. I have loved thee.
Make up that question and go rot! Does something come so muddied, so unsettled to appoint myself and this vexation? Sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep. But to be spotted is goads, nettles, thorns, tails of wasps, give scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine, without right moving to it? Could I do this? Would a man so blench?
I must believe you, sir, and will fetch off Bohemia for it. Provided that when 'tis done, you take again your queen unto yourself to forestall rumors against your person and your son, which may rise in countries known and allied to your own.
Thou dost advise me, even as my own course has set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor. None.
Then, my lord, go, and with a face as fair as friendship keeps at feasts, hold with Bohemia. I am his cupbearer. If you have wholesome beverage from me, count me not your servant.
This is all. Do it, and thou hast the one half of my heart. Do it not, and thou split thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly, as thou hast advised me.
Miserable lady. But as for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes. To do this deed, promotion follows. Yet, if all the annals of history bore the name of one man who struck anointed kings and lived, I'd still not do it. But since neither brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, let villainy alone forswear the deed. I must get me hence from Sicilia. To do it, or do it not, is sure a breakneck to me. But hark, here comes Bohemia.
This is strange. Methinks my favor here begins to warp, not speak. Good day, Camillo.
Good day, my lord.
What is the news in the court?
None rare?
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost a province, or a region loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with customary compliment when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary and falling a little with much contempt, speeds from me, and leaves me to consider what is breeding that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How dare not? Do not? Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me, is there a balance? For to yourself what you do know you must, and cannot say you dare not. Good Camillo, your changed complexions are to me a mirror showing me mine changed too. For I must have been a party in this alteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness among us in the court, which is caught of you. You are yet well.
How caught of me? Make me not sighted like the basilisk. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, most clerk-like experienced, which no less adorns our gentry than our parents' noble names, and whose success we are gentle. If thou knows aught which does behove my knowledge thereof to be informed, prison it not in ignorant concealment.
I may not speak, my lord.
A sickness caughteth me, and yet I well? I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camilla? I charge thee by all the parts of a man which honor does acknowledge, the least of which is not this suit of mine, that thou declare what incidency thou dost guess of harm is creeping towards me. How far off? How near? Which way to be prevented, if to be? If not, how best to bear it?
Sir, I will tell you, though I am charged in honor by one I hold in honor. Therefore, the advice I give you must be as swiftly followed by action as 'tis given, or else both of us cry lost, and so good night.
On, good Camilla.
I am appointed him to murder you.
By whom?
The king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, he swears as if he'd seen it, or been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Then my best blood be turned to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that did betray the best. Turn then my freshest reputation to a savour that will strike the dullest nostril where I arrive, and my approach be shunned, nay, hated too, worse than the greatest infection that ever was heard or read.
Swear is thought over by each particular star in heaven, and for all their influences you may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as by oath remove or counsel shake the fabric of his folly, which is piled upon his faith, and will last the standing of his body.
How should this grow?
I know not, and methinks it is better to avoid that which is grown than to question how it grew. Therefore, if you will trust me, I will whisper your followers to the business, and lead them forth in ones and twos from several posterns around the city, and from thence we make for Bohemia.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Come, give me thy hand, and thy places shall still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature. As she is rare, must it be great? As he is mighty, must it be violent? Why, as he perceives that he is dishonored by one who ever professed to him, in that his revenges must be made more bitter. Fear overshades me. Good expedition be my friend, and comfort the queen. Part of his themes, but none of his ill-taken suspicions. I will respect thee as a father, Camillo, if thou bearest my life off hence. Let us avoid.
It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Bid you, sir, take the urgent tower. Come, away.
Take the boy to you. He so troubles me. 'Tis past bearing.
Oh, my gracious lord. Shall I be your playfellow?
No, I'll none of you. You'll kiss me hard and speak to me as if I were a baby still. I love you better.
Why so, my lord?
Not because you're brown or blacker, yet black rather they say,
weight into a goodly bulk. Good time encounter her.
What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, now I am for you again. Pray you sit by us and tell the tale.
Merry or sad shall it be?
As merry as you will.
A sad tale's best for winter.
Let's have that, good sir. Come, sit down. Come on, and do your best to frighten me with your sprites. You're powerful at it.
There was a man
Nay, come, sit down, then on.
dwelt by a churchyard. I shall tell it softly. Yon cricket shall not hear.
Come on then, and give it to me in mine ear.
Was he met there? His train? Camilla with him?
Behind the tuft of pines I met them. Never saw them scour so on their way. I them even to their ships.
How blessed am I in my just censure, and my true opinion. A lack for lesser knowledge, how cursed in being so blessed. There may be in the cup a spider steeped. One may drink, depart, yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. Yet, if one were to present the bawdy ingredient to his eye, make known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gorge, his sides, with violent hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camilla wants his help in this, his pander. There's a plot against my life, my crown. Oh, it's true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. They have discovered my design, and I remain a pinched thing, yea, a very trick for them to play at will. How came the postern so easily open?
By his great authority, which often hath prevailed, no less than so. On your command.
I know it too well. Give me the boy. I'm glad you did not nurse him. Though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this? Sport?
Away with the boy. He shall not come about her. Bear the boy hence, and leave her to sport herself, for that she's big with. For 'tis Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
But I would say he had not, and I'd be sworn you would believe my saying. However you lean to the neighborhood.
You, my lords, mark her well. Be about to say she's a goodly lady. The justice of your hearts will dare to add 'tis a pity. She's not honest, honorable. Praise her but in this, her without door form, which by my faith deserves high praise. Straight up the shrug, the hum, the ha, these petty brands that calumny doth use, oh, I am out. Mercy does, for calumny will sear virtue itself. These shrugs, these hums, these ha's, come between, ere you can say she's honest. But be it known, from him who has most cause to grieve, she is an adulteress!
Should a villain say so? The most replenished villain in the world. He were as much more a villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You, my lady, mistake Polixenes for Leontes. O thou vain! I'll not call thou a creature of thy place, lest barbarism, making me the president, should a like language use all degrees, manly distinguishment betwixt the prince and beggar. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom? Furthermore, she's a traitor, and Camilla will federate with her, and one that knows that which she should shame to know herself. And her most vile principle? She's a bed swerver. One as bad as vulgars give bolts titles to. Privy to this, her lady scape.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you, when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you have thus privileged me? Gentle my lord, you scarce can write me throughly than to say you did mistake.
No! If I mistaken those foundations I built upon, the senator is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's talk. Away with her! To prison! He who should speak for her is but a far of guilty, but that he speaks.
There's some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good, my lords, I am not prone to weeping, as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew shall chance to dry your pities. But I have that honorable grief, lodged here, which burns worse than tears drowned. I beseech you, all my lords, with thoughts so qualified as your charity shall best instruct you. Measure me, and so the king's will be performed.
Will I be heard?
Who is it that goes with me? I beseech your highness my women may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Do not weep, good fools. There is no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears. As I go out, this action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wished to see you sorry, but now I trust I shall. My women, come, you have leave.
Go. Do our bidding hence.
Beseech your highness. Call the queen again.
Careful what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which 3 great ones suffer, yourself, your queen, your son.
For her, my lord, I dare my life lay down, and will do it, sir. Please you to accept it that the queen is spotless in the eyes of heaven. And to you, I mean in this which you accuse her.
To prove she's otherwise, I'll keep my stables where I lodge my wife. I'll go in couples with her. Then when I see and feel her, no farther trust her. For every inch of woman in the world, every dram of woman's flesh is false, if she be.
Hold your peaces.
Good my lord,
It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some put her on. Would I knew the fellow, by mine honor, he would pay for it.
Cease! No more. You smell this business with a sense as cold as a dead man's nose. And I smell it too, and see as you feel doing thus, and I see with all the instruments that feel.
If it be so, we need no grave to bury honesty. There is not a grain of it, the face to sweeten of the whole dungy earth.
What? Lack I credit?
I had rather you did lack than I, my lord, upon this ground. And more it would content me to have her honor true, than your suspicion be blamed for it how you might.
Why, what need we commune with you of this, but rather follow our forceful instigation? Our prerogative calls not your counsels, but our natural goodness imparts it. If you, stupefied or seeming so in skill, cannot or will not relish the truth like us, be informed, we no longer need your counsel. For the matter, the gain, the loss, the ordering of it is all properly ours.
I wish by these you had only in your silent judgment tried it, without more overture.
How can this be? Either thou hast grown most ignorant with age, or thou wert born a fool. Camilla's flight added to their familiarity, which was as gross as ever touched conjecture, lacking sight only, not for approbation, but only seeing. All other circumstances made up the deed. Doth push on this proceeding. But, for greater confirmation, for an act of this importance, 'twere most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched to sacred Delphos, Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, who you know of stuff sufficiency. From the oracle they shall bring all, whose spiritual counsel have, shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied, and ye know more than I have, the oracle will bring rest to the minds of others, such as he, whose ignorant credulity cannot come up with the truth. So have we thought it good, that she remain confined, lest the treachery of the 2 fled heads left her here to form. Come, follow us. We are to speak in public, for this matter will raise us all!
To laughter, as I take it, if the good truth were known.
The keeper of the prison, call to him. Let him have knowledge who I am. Good lady, no court in Europe is too good for thee. What dost thou then in prison? mind you not.
Oh, worthy lady, and one whom I have much honor.
Pray then, conduct me to the queen.
I may not, madam. On the contrary, I have expressed commandment.
Here's the thing. To lock up honesty and honor from the access of gentle visitors. Is it lawful, pray you, to see her women? Any of them? Amelia?
For a positive your tent, I will bring Amelia forth.
Pray you not call her.
No, sir.
Withdraw yourself.
And madam, I'm to be present at your conference.
Be it so, pray. Here's such a do. To make no stain a stain as passes coloring. Dear gentleman. How fares our gracious lady?
As brothers once so great and so forlorn mantled together, on her frights and griefs so vicious. Never to a lady hath spoken. She is something before her time delivered.
A boy?
A girl. What is it? Let's be like to live. The queen takes great comfort in it, says, my poor prisoner, I am innocent as you.
Dare be sworn. These dangerous unsafe loons of the king for Troupe. He must be told on it, and he shall. The office becomes a woman's best. I'll take it upon me. If I prove honey-mouthed, let my tongue glisten, and never to that red-looked anger be the trumpet any more. Pray you, Amelia, conduct my best obedience to her majesty. If she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it to the king, and the king for me advocate to the loudest. We do not know how we may soften at the sight of the child. Silence often of pure innocence dissuades when speaking fails.
Most worthy madam, your honor and your goodness is so evident that your free undertaking cannot miss a worthy issue. There is no lady so meet for this great errand. Please, your ladyship, to the next room, I'll presently acquaint the queen of your most noble offer, who just today hammered at this issue, yet dared not tempt a minister of honor lest she be denied.
Tell her, Amelia, I'll use that tongue I have, as wit flow from it, as boldness from my bosom. Let not be doubted. I shall do good.
And be you blessed for it. I'll to the queen. Please you, come something nearer.
Oh!
Madam, if it please the queen to send the babe, I do not what I shall incur to pass it having no warrant?
Do not you fear, sir. This child was prisoner to the womb, and is by law and process of great nature, free and enfranchised, not a party to the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any be, the trespass of the queen.
I do believe it.
Do not you fear. On mine honor, I will stand betwixt you and danger.
No night, no day, no rest. It is but weakness to bear the matter thus. Mere weakness! If the cause were not in being, pause for the cause. She the adulteress. For the harlequin is quite beyond my reach. Out of the blank level of my brain, plot-proof. But she, I can put to me. Say to me she were gone, given over to the fire, and the moiety of my rest might come to me again. Who's there?
My lord,
How does the boy?
he took good rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his nobleness, conceiving the dishonor of his mother. He straight up declined, drooped, took it deeply, fastened and fixed the shame on it himself. threw off his spirit, his appetite, his sleep, and downright languished. Leave me solely, see how he fares. Fie! No thought of him. The very thought of my revenge is that way, recoil upon me. He himself, too mighty, too powerful. No thought of him till time may serve. For present vengeance, take it on her. Camillo and Polixenes laugh at me, make their pastime at my sorrow. They would not laugh if I could but reach them. Nor shall she, within my power.
You must not enter.
Nay, rather good, my lord, be second to me. Bear you his tyrannous passion more or less than the queen's life? A gracious, innocent soul, more free than he is jealous.
That's enough. Madam, he hath not slept tonight. Commanded none should come at him.
Not so hot, good sir. I come to bring him sleep. 'Tis such as you that creep like shadows by him and do sigh at each's needless heavings. Such as you nourish the cause of his awaking. I do come with words as medicinal as true, as honest as either, to purge him of that humour that presses him from sleep.
What noise there? Ho!
No noise, my lord, but needful conference about some gossips for your highness.
How? Away with that audacious lady. Antigonus, I charge thee you should not come about me. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord. On your displeasure's peril and on mine, she should not visit you.
What? Canst not rule her?
From all dishonesty, he can't. Unless he take the course that you have done, commit me for committing honor. Trust it, he shall not rule me.
Well, now you hear. When she'll take the rein, I'll let her run. She'll not stumble.
Good my liege, I come, and I beseech you hear me, who do profess myself your loyal servant, your physician, your most obedient counselor, yet that dares us appear so in comforting your evils. I say I come from your good queen.
Good queen!
Good queen, my lord, good queen, I say good queen. And would my combat make her good, so were I and man the worse about you.
Force her hands!
Let him that makes much trifles of his eyes first hand me. On mine own I'll off. But first I do my errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here it is. Commits it to your blessing.
Out! Mankind witch! Hand her! Out of the door! Most intelligencing bawd!
Not so! I am as ignorant in that as you, and no less honest than you are mad, which is enough I'll warrant if this world goes to pass for honest.
Traitors! Will you not push her out? Give her the bastard, thou dotard. Thou art woman-tired, unroosted by thy dame potlet here. Take up the bastard. Take it up, I say, and give it to thy crown!
Forever unvenerable be thy hands if thou takest up the princess by that false baseness which he has put upon it.
He dreads his wife.
So I would you did. Then 'twere past all doubt you'd call your children yours.
Next of traitors!
I'm none by this good light.
Nor I, nor any, but one that's here, and that's himself. The sacred honor of himself. His queens, his noble sons, his babes, betrays to slander. Whose sting is sharper than the sword, and will not, for as the case now stands, it is a curse, it cannot be undone. Once remove the root of his opinion, which is as rotten as ever oak or stone was sound.
A caliph of boundless time, who late hath beat her husband, and now baits me. This brat is none of mine. It is the issue of Polixenes. Hence with it, and together with the mother, commit them to the fire!
It is yours! And might we lay the old proverb to the charge, so like you, 'tis the worst. Behold, my lords, although the print be little, the whole matter I copy of the father. I know his lip, the tricks of frowns, his forehead, the pretty dimples of his chin and cheeks, his smiles, the very mold and frame of hand, nail, finger, and thou good goddess nature, which is so like him that got it. The ordering of the mind, too. Mongst all colors, no yellow in it, lest she suspect as he does, her children not be her husbands.
A gross hack! And Lawsel, thou art worthy to be hanged. Thou wilt not stay her time.
Hang all the husbands who cannot do that feat, and you'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
Once more, Take her hence.
A most unworthy and unnatural lord can do no more.
I'll have thee burnt!
I care not. It is an heretic that makes the fire, not she which burns in it. I'll not call you tyrant, but this most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak-hinged fancy. Something savors of tyranny, and will ignoble make you, yea, scandalous to the world.
On your allegiance, out of the chamber with her. Were I a tyrant, where were her life? She durst not call me so if she knew me one. Away with her!
Pray you do not push me. I'll be gone. Look to your babe, my lord. 'Tis yours. Jove send her a better guiding spirit. What needs these hands? You that are so tender of his follies will never do him good. Not one of you. So, farewell. We are gone.
Thou traitor! Thou sentst on thy wife to this? My child? Away with it, even thou who has a heart so tender over it. Take it up, and see it instantly consumed with fire. Bring me word within the hour 'tis done, by good testimony, or I'll seize thy life, with what else thou else calls thine. If thou refuse, and will encounter my wrath, say so. And the bastard's brains with these proper hands shall I dash out. Take it up, commit it to the fire, for thy sent on thy wife.
I did not, sir. These lords, my noble fellows, if they please, can clear me in it.
We can, my royal liege. She is not guilty of her coming hither.
You're liars, all.
Beseech your highness, give us better credit. We have always truly served you, and on our knees we beg, as recompense of our dear services, past and to come, that you do change this purpose, which being so horrible, so bloody, must lead on to some foul issue. We all kneel.
I'm a feather for each wind that blows. Should I live on to see this bastard kneel and call me father? Better burn it now than curse it then, but be it. Let it live, it shall not either. You, come you hither. You who so officious with Lady Marjorie, your midwife then, to save this bastard's life. For 'tis a bastard, so sure as this beard's gray. What will you venture to save this brat's life?
Anything, my lord, that my ability can undergo and nobleness impose. At least thus much. I'll pawn the little blood which I have left to save the innocent. Anything possible.
It shall be possible. Swear by this sword thou wilt perform my bidding.
I will, my lord.
Mark and perform it. Seest thou? For the failure in it at any point marks only not thy death, but thy death of thy lewd-tongued wife, who for this time we pardon. I enjoin thee, as thou art liege man to us, that thou carry this female bastard hence, that thou bear it to some remote and desert place, quite out of our dominions. That there thou leave it, without more mercy, to its own protection and favor of the climate. As by strange fortune it has come to us, I do injustice charge thee by thy soul's peril and body's torture, that thou commend it strangely to some place, where chance may nurse or end it. Take it up!
I swear to do this, though present death had been more merciful. Come, poor babe. Some great, powerful spirit instruct the kites and ravens to be thy nurses. Wolves and bears, they say, casting their savageness aside, have performed like offices of pity. sir, be prosperous in more than this deed doth require. Blessing against this cruelty, fight on thy side, poor thing, condemned to loss.
No, I'll not rear another's issue.
Please, your highness. Hosts from those you sent to the oracle are come an hour since. Cleomenes and Dion, being well arrived from Delphos, are both landed, hastening to the court.
So please you, sir, their speed hath been beyond account.
'Tis good speed. Foretells the great Apollo will suddenly have the truth of this appear. Prepare you, my lords. Summon a session where we may arraign our most disloyal lady. So she has been publicly accused, so shall she have a just and open trial. While she lives, my heart will be a burthen to me. Leave, and think upon my bidding.
The climate's delicate. The air most sweet. Fertile eye. The temple much surpassing the common praise of theirs.
I shall report, and most it caught me, the celestial heavens. I should so term them, and the reverence of the grave wearers. Oh, the sacrifice! How ceremonious, solemn, unearthly it was and offered.
But of all, the burst and ear-deafening voice of the oracle so did surprise my senses that I was numbed.
If the event of the journey prove as successful to the queen, be it so, as it hath been to us, rare, pleasant, speedy. Time is worth the use on it.
Oh, great Apollo, turn all to the best. These proclamations, so forcing fault upon Hermione, I little like.
Violent carriage of it will clear or end the business. When the oracle, thus by Apollo's great design sealed up, shall the contents discover, something rare even then will rush to knowledge. Go, fresh horses, and gracious be the issue!
This sessions, to our great grief we pronounce, even pushes against our heart. The party tried, the daughter of a king, our wife, and one of us too much beloved. Let us be clear to being tyrannous, since we so openly proceed in justice, which will have its due course, even to the guilt or purgation. Produce the prisoner.
It is His Highness's pleasure that the Queen shall appear in person here in court. Silence.
Read the indictment.
Hermione, Queen to the worthy Leontes, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason, in committing adultery with Polixenes, king of Bohemia, and in conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord the king, thy royal husband, the pretense whereof being by circumstances partly laid open, that thou, Hermione, contrary to the faith and allegiance of a true subject, didst counsel and aid them, for their better safety, to fly away by night.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation. And the testimony on my part, no other but what comes from myself. It shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. Mine integrity being counted falsehood shall, as I express it, be so received. But thus, if divine powers shall behold our human actions, as they do, I doubt not then but innocence make false accusation blush, and tyranny tremble at patience. You, my lord, best know, who least seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy, which is more than history can pattern, devised and played to take spectators. For behold me, a fellow of the royal bed, which are a moiety of the throne, a great king's daughter, the mother to a hopeful prince, here standing to prate and talk for life and honor, for all those who please to come and hear. For life, I prize it as I weigh grief, which I would spare. For honor, 'tis a derivative from me to mine, and only that I stand for. I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how I was in your grace, how merited to be so. Since he came with an encounter so incurrent, I have strained to appear thus. If one jot beyond the bound of honor, or an act or will so inclining, hardened be the hearts of those that hear me, and my nearest of kin cry fie upon my grave.
I never heard yet that any of these bolder vices wanted less impotence to gainsay what they did than to perform it first.
That's true enough, though 'tis a saying, sir, not due to me.
You will not own it.
More than mistress of which comes to me in name of fault, I must not at all acknowledge. For Polixenes, with whom I am accused, I do confess I loved him, as in honor he required, with such a kind of love as might become a lady like me, with a love even such, so and no other, as yourself commanded, which not to have done, I think had been in me both disobedience and ingratitude to you and towards your friend, whose love had spoken, even since it could speak, from an infant, freely, that it was yours. Now for conspiracy, I know not how it tastes, though it be just for me to try how. All I know of it is that Camillo was an honest man, and why he left your court, the gods themselves, wotting no more than I, are ignorant.
You knew of his departure, as you know what you have undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language I understand not. My life stands in the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Your actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I but dreamed it. As you are past all truth, which those in your fact are so past all shame, which to deny concerns more than avails. So it is, thy brat has been cast out, like to in itself, no father owning it, which is indeed more criminal in thee than it. So shalt thou feel our justice, whose easiest passage looks for no less than death.
Sir, spare your threats. The bug which you would fright me with, I seek. To me can life be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favor, I do give lost, for I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy, and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, haled out to murder. Myself on every post proclaimed a strumpet, with immodest hatred the childbed privilege denied, which longs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried here to this place, in the open air, before I've got strength of limit. Now, tell me, my liege, what blessings I have here alive that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed, but yet hear this, mistake me not. For life, I prize it not a straw, but for mine honor, which I would free, if I shall be condemned upon surmises, all proof sleeping else but what your jealousies awake. I tell you, 'tis rigor, and not law. Your honors all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo, be my judge.
This your request is altogether just. Therefore, bring forth, and in Apollo's name, his oracle.
The Emperor of Russia was my father. Oh, that he were alive and here beholding his daughter's trial. That he did but see the flatness of my misery, yet with eyes of pity, not revenge.
You here shall swear upon this sword of justice, that you, Cleomenes and Dion, have been both in Delphos, and from thence have brought forth this sealed-up oracle, delivered by the hand of great Apollo's priest, and that since that time thou hast not dared to break the holy seal, nor read the secrets in it.
All this we swear.
Break open the seals and read.
Hermione is chaste, Polixenes blameless, Camillo a true subject, Leontes a jealous tyrant, his innocent babe truly begotten, and the king shall live without an heir, if that which is lost be not found.
Blessed be Apollo.
Praised.
Hast thou read truth?
Aye, my lord, even as it is here set down.
There's no truth at all in the oracle. The session shall proceed. And this is mere falsehood.
My lord, the king, the king.
What is the business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed, is gone.
How? Gone?
Is dead.
Apollo's angry, and the heavens themselves do strike at my injustice. How now then?
This news is mortal to the queen. Look round and see what death is doing.
Take her hence. Her heart is but overcharged. She will recover. I have too long believed my own suspicions. Beseech you, tenderly apply to her some remedies for life. Apollo, pardon my great profaneness against thine oracle. I'll reconcile me to Polixenes, new woo my queen, recall the good Camillo, who I proclaim a man of truth, of mercy, for being transported by my jealousies. I chose Camillo, for the minister to poison my friend Polixenes, which had been done for the good-minded Camillo, tarding my swift command. Though with death and reward, I did threaten and encourage him, not doing it, but being done, he, most humane and filled with honor, to my keenly guest, unclasped my practices, quit his fortunes here, which you knew were great, and to the hazards of all insurgencies himself commended. How he glisters through my rust, and how his piety does my deeds make the blacker.
Ah! Oh, woe the while! Oh, cut my listless, my heart cracking and break too!
What fit is this, good lady?
What sturdy torments tyrant has for me? What wheels, racked fires, what flame, boiling in lesser oils, what old or newer torture must I receive, whose every word deserves a taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, think what they have done it! And then run mad indeed, stark mad, for all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it! That thou betrayedst Polixenes? 'Twas nothing. That did but show thee of a fool inconstant, and damnable ingrateful. Nor was much thou would have poisoned good Camillo's honor to have him kill a king. Poor trespasses! More monstrous standing by, whereof I reckon the casting forth to crows, thy baby daughter, to be or little or none, though a devil would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor
dead.
I say she's dead. If we're not oath prevail, then go and see. If you can bring tincture of lustre to her lips, her eye, heat outwardly, her breath within, I'll serve thee as I would the gods. Oh, thou tyrant! Do not repent these things, for they are more hateful than all thy woes can stir up. Therefore but take thee to nothing but despair. 1,000 knees, 10,000 years upon a barren mountain, naked fasting instead of winter storm perpetual, could not sway the gods to look the way thou wert.
Go on. Go on. Thou canst not speak too much. I have deserved all tongues to speak the bitterest.
Say no more. You have made fault in the boldness of your speech.
Well, I'm sorry for all faults I make when I shall come to know them. I do repent. Alas, perhaps I have showed too much the rashness of a woman. He is touched to the noble heart. What's gone and what's past help should be past grief. Do not receive affliction as my affliction. Rather, I beseech you, let me be punished that have reminded you of what you should forget. Sir, royal sir, forgive a foolish woman. The love I bore your queen, though, fool again, I'll speak of her no more, nor of your children. I'll not remember you of my own lord, who is lost too. Take your patience to you, and I'll say nothing.
Thou speaks well when mostly truth. 'Tis better that than to be pitied of thee. Prithee, take me to the dead bodies of my queen and son. One grave shall be for both, and upon which the cause of their death shall appear, to our shame perpetual. Once a day I shall visit the chapel where they lie, and the tears shed there shall be my recreation. So long as nature does bear up this exercise, so long I daily vow to use it. Come, lead me to these sorrows.
Thou perfect then? Our ship hath touched upon the deserts of Bohemia?
I am alarmed, and I fear we have landed in ill time, disguised with grimly and threatened pleasant lusters. Skies in my conscience. I fear the heavens look angry and frown upon us.
The sacred wills be done. Go get aboard, look to thy bark. I'll not be long to quiet hull upon thee.
Go not far from the land. 'Tis like to be bad weather. Science, the place is not for the beasts to live upon it.
Go thou away, I'll follow instantly.
I'm glad I'm hard to get rid of the business.
Come, poor babe. I've heard but not believed that the spirits of the dead may walk again. If such things be, thy mother appeared to me last night, for now it was a dream so like awakening. To me comes a creature, sometimes her head on one side, some another, clad in pure white robes. Like very sanctity did she approach my cabin where I lay, thrice bowed before me, and gasping to begin some speech, her eyes became two spouts. Anon the fury spent, did this break from her lips. Good Antigonus, since fate against thy better disposition hath made thy person for the thrower out of my poor babe according to thine oath, places remote enough are in Bohemia. There weep and leave it crying, and for the babe is counted lost forever. Perdita, I prithee call it. For this ungentle business put on thee by thy lord, thou ne'er shalt see thy wife Paulina more. And so with shrieks she melted into air. Frighted much, I did in time collect myself, and thought this was so, and no slumber. Dreams are toys, if for this once, yea, superstitiously, I will be squared by this. I do believe that Hermione hath suffered death, and that Apollo would. This being indeed the issue of King Polixenes, that it should here be laid, either for life or for death, upon the earth of its right father. Blossom, speed thee well. There lie, there thy character, there these, which may, if fortune please, both breed thee pretty and still rest not. Storm begins. Lord, rest that for thy mother's fault thou art thus exposed to loss and what may follow. Weep, I cannot, but my heart bleeds, and most accursed am I to be by oath enjoined to this. The day frowns more and more. I would like to have a lullaby too rough. Never seen the heavens so dim by day. Savage glamour, well may I get aboard. This is the case of God forever!
I would there were no age between 10 and 3 and 20. Or thy youth would sleep out the rest. For there is nothing in the between but getting wenches with child, wronging the ancientry, stealing, fighting. Hark you now, would any but these boiled brains of 19 and 2 and 20 haunted this weather? They've scared off 2 of my best sheep, which I fear the wolf will sooner find than the master. Pity where I have them, 'tis by the seaside, browsing of ivy. Good luck, and it be thy will. What if we hear? Mercy on us, a bard. Very pretty bard. A boy or a child, I wonder. Pretty one, a very pretty one. Sure, some scape. Though I am not bookish, yet I can read waiting gentlewomen in the scape. This is some trunk work, some stair work, some behind door work. They were warmer that got this than the poor thing is here. Y'all take it up, for pity. Yet I'll tarry till my son come. He hallooed but even now. Whoa! Whoa!
Hello, Loa!
What art so near? Thou'lt see a thing to talk on when thou art dead and rotten. Come hither. What ask'st thou, man?
I have seen 2 such sights, by land and by sea. Though I'm not to say it is the sea, for it is now the sky, twixt the firmament, and if you cannot thrust a bodkin's point.
Why, boy, how is it?
I wish you did see how it chafes, how it rages, how it takes up the shore. Well, that's not the point. The most piteous cry of poor souls, sometimes to see 'em and not to see 'em. Now to see boiling the moon with her mainmast and anon swallowed with yeast and froth, as you thrust a cork into a hogshead. And then for the land service, to see how the bear tore out his shoulder bone, and we cried to me for help, and said his name was Antigonus, noble man. To make an end of the ship, to see how the sea flap-dragged it. First, how the poor souls roared, and the sea mocked them, and how the poor gentleman roared, and the bear mocked him. Both roared louder than the sea or weather.
Name of mercy, what was this boy?
Now! I've not winked since I saw these sights. The men are not yet cold under the water, nor the bear half dined on the gentleman. He's at it now.
They have been by to help the old man.
I would have been by the ship's side to have helped her. There your charity would have lacked footing.
Heavy matters, heavy matters. But look thee here, boy. Now here's a sight for thee. Now bless thyself, thou medst with things dying, and I with things newborn. Look thee here, the bearing crop of a squire's child. Here's a sight for thee, look thee here. Take up, open it. So let's see. It was told me I should be rich by the fairies. This is some changeling. Open it, boy, what's within?
You're a maid, old woman. If the sins of your youth are forgiven you, you're well to live. Gold, all gold!
This is very gold, boy, and will prove so. Up with it, keep it close. Home. Home the next way. We are lucky, boy, and to be so still requires nothing but secrecy. Let my sheep go. Home the next way.
Go you the next way with your findings. I'll go see if the bear be done with the gentleman, and how much he hath left. They are never cursed for when they are hungry. If there be any left, I'll bury it.
That's a good deed. If thou mayst discern from that which is left of him what he is, fetch me to the sight of him.
Marry will I, and you shall put him in the ground.
'Tis a lucky day, boy, and we'll do good deeds on it.
please some, try all, both joy and terror, good and bad that makes and unfolds error. And take upon me, in the name of time, to use my wings, and impede it not a crime to me or my swift patch that I slide over 16 years and leave that road untried of that wide gap, since it is in my power to overthrow law, and in one self-born hour to plant or overwhelm custom. Let me pass the same I am, ere ancients' order was, or what is now received. I witness the times that brought them in, and so I should get the precious things now ready to make stale. The glistering of the present, as my tale now seems to it. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you have slept between. Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving, that he shuts up himself. Imagine me, gentle spectators, that now may be in fair Bohemia. And remember well, I mentioned to you a son of the king, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace, to speak of Perdita, now grown and grazing, eager with wondering. Of what her ensues, I list not prophecy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth. A shepherd's daughter, and to what her adheres, which follows after, is the argument of time. Of this aloud, if ever you have spent a time worse ere now, if never, yet the time himself doth say, he wishes earnestly, you never may.
I pray thee, good Camilla, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this.
It is 15 years since I saw my country. Though I have been mostly aired abroad, I desire to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king my master has sent, to whose feeling sorrow I may be some allay, or I all mean to think so, and it is another spur to my departure.
As thou lovest me, Camilla, why not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now? The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. Better not to have had thee than thus to want thee. Thou, having created for me businesses which none without thee can sufficiently manage, must either stay to execute them, or take away with thee the very services thou hast done. If I have not enough considered, it's too much I cannot. To be more thankful shall be my study, and my profit therein the heaping friendship. Of that fatal country, Sicilia, prithee, speak no more. His very naming punishes me with the reminder of that penitent, as thou callest him, and reconciled king, my brother, whose loss of his most precious queen and children are even now to be afresh lamented. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince Florizel, my son? Kings are no less unhappy, their issues not being gracious than they are losing them when they have approved their virtues.
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. But what his happier affairs may be are to me unknown. But I have missingly noted he is much retired from court of late, and is less frequent to his princely exercises than formerly he hath appeared.
I have considered so much, Camillo, and with some care, so that I have eyes under my service which look upon his removedness, and find that he is rarely from the house of a most homely shepherdess. A woman, they say, that from very nothing, and beyond the imaginations of her neighbors, hath grown into an unspeakable estate.
I too have heard of such a woman, who hath a daughter of most rare note, the report of which is extended more than can be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That is likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that draws our son thither. You shall accompany us to this place, where we shall, not appearing what we are, have some question with this shepherdess, from whose simplicity I think we shall find it not uneasy to get the cause of our son's resort thither. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and put away the thoughts of Cecilia.
I willingly obey your command, my lord.
My best Camillo, we must disguise ourselves.
began to peer, with high the doxy over the dale. Why then comes in the sweet of the year, for the red mud rains in the winter's pale.
The white sheep bleaching on the hedge, with hey the sweet birds how they sing. I'll set my pumpkin tooth and edge, for a quart of ale is a dish for the king. The lark, the cheery lyre chants with hey the rushes and the jays. Our summer songs for me and the ants, while we lie tumbling in the hay. I have served Prince Florizel, and in my time wore 3 pile. But now I am out of service.
But shall I go moan for that, my dear? The pale moon shines by night.
Well, when I wander here and there, I think you must go right. If tinkers may have leave to live and bear the sow-skin butt, then my accounts I may well give, and in the stocks of ash. My traffic is sheets. When the kite builds, look to lesser linen. My father named me Autolycus, who being as I am, littered under Mercury, was likewise a snapper up of unconsidered trifles. With dye and drab I purchased this comparison, and my revenue is the silly cheat. Gallows and knocks are too powerful on the highway. Beatings and hangings are terrors for me. For the life to come, I sleep out of thought of it. A prize. A prize.
Let me see. Every 1100 tarts, every tart yields pound and odd shilling, 1500 shorn. What comes the wool to?
If the springe hold, the cock's mine.
We cannot do without counters. Let me see, what am I to buy for our sheep shearing feast? 3 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of currants, rice. What will this sister of mine do with rice? But my mother hath made her mistress of the feast, and she lays it on. She hath made me 24 nosegays for our shearers, 3 men, song and all, and very good ones. Most of them are means and basses, but one Puritan amongst them, he sings songs to hornpipes. I must have saffron for the warden pies, mace, dates, none. That's on my note. Nutmeg 7, ratio 2 of ginger, then I may beg. 4 pounds of prunes and as many of raisins of the sun.
Oh, that ever I was born! In the name of me. Oh, help me, help me. Pluck but off these rags, and then death, death.
Alack, poor soul. Thou hast need of more rags rather than to have these ones off.
Oh, the detestableness of them offends me more than the stripes I have received, which are mighty ones, and millions.
Alas, poor soul, 1,000,000 of beatings may come to a very serious matter.
I am wronged, sir, and beaten. My money and wealth taken from me, and these detestable things put upon me.
What? A horseman or a footman?
A footman, sweet sir, a footman.
Indeed, he should be a footman by the garments he has left with thee. If these be a horseman's clothes, they have seen hot service. Come, lend me thy hand, I'll help thee. Lend me thy hand.
Oh, good sir, take me out. Oh, good sir, something, good sir. I feel my shoulder blade out.
How now? I can't stand.
Oh, good sir. Softly, good sir.
Uncharitable offers.
Dost thou need any money? I have the money for thee.
No, good sweet sir, no. I have a kinsman to whom I was going, and if they should have money or anything that I want, pray offer me no money. It kills my heart.
What manner of fellow was he that did this to you?
No fellow, sweet sir, that I have known to go about with Troupe names. I've known him a servant of the prince. I know not which of his virtues it was, but it was certainly whipped out of the court.
His vices, you would say. The There's no virtue dead at the court. They cherish it to make it stay there. It will no more but abide.
Oh, Vices, I know this man well. He has since been an aid-bearer, then a process server, a bailiff. Then he compassed the motion of the prodigal son, and married a tinker's wife, not a mile where my land and living lies. Then, having flown over many knavish professions, settled only a rogue. Some call him Autolycus.
Out upon him. Prig, upon my life, prig, he haunts wakes, fairs, fair baitings.
He's a rogue that put me into this apparel.
Not the more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia. If you'd look big and spit at him, he'd run.
Oh, I must confess, sir, for I am no fighter. I am false of heart that way, and that he knew.
How do you now?
I can stand and walk. I will even bid my leave of you and carry on towards my kinsman.
Shall I help thee on the way?
Oh, no, good sweet sir.
And fare thee well. I must go buy spices for our sheep-shearing feast.
Prosper you, sweet sir. Your purse is not large enough to purchase your spice. I will see you at your sheep shearing too. If I make not this cheat, bring out another, and the shearers prove sheep. Let me be enrolled, and my name put in the book of virtue. Thank you. Jog on, the footpath way, of merrily and to styling. A merry heart goes all the way. Your sad times are my way.
These, your unusual weeds, to each a part of you to give a life, no shepherdess but Flora appearing in April's front. This, your sheep shearing, is a meeting of the petty gods and you, the queen on it.
Sir, my gracious lord, to tidy up streams that nothing harms me, a pardon that I made. Your high self, the gracious mark of the land, you obscured the swain's wearing, and me, poor lowly maid, most I was like framed up. But that our feasts and every mess have folly, and the theatres digested with the custom. I should blush to see you so attired, swoon at you, to show myself a glass.
I bless the time my good falcon made by the frosting of his grouse.
Now, Joe, what do you cause? To me the difference forges dread. Your greatness hath nothing used to fear. Even now I tremble to think that your father by some accident should pass this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How would he look to see his work so noble, violently done up? What would he say? Or how should I, in these my borrowed forms, behold the sternness of his presence?
Apprehend nothing but jollity. The gods themselves, humbling their deities, the love have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed, the queen Neptune a ram and bleated, and the fire of God, golden Apollo. A poor humble swain as I seem now. Their transformations were never for a piece of beauty rarer, nor in any way so chaste, since my desires run not before my honor, nor my lusts burn harder than my faith.
But, sir, your resolution cannot hold, and 'tis opposed as it must be by the power of the king. One of these means its necessities. Which then will speak? That you must change this purpose, or I my life?
Thou, dearest Perdita, with these forethoughts, I pray thee darken not the mirth of the feast, or I'll be thine, my dad, or not my father's, for I cannot be my own, nor really anything to any. If I be not thine, to this I am most constant, though destiny say no. Be merry, gentle, strangle such thoughts as these with anything to be able to laugh. Your guests are coming. Lift up your countenance, as it were the day of celebration of that nuptial which you two have sworn shall come.
O Lady Fortune, stand you auspicious.
See, your guests approach. Address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be red with mirth.
Fine, daughter. When I had youth as you, on this day I was both handler, butler, cook, both dame and servant, welcomed all, served all, would sing my song and dance my turn, now here at upper end of the table, now in the middle, on his shoulder and his. My face afire with labor, and the thing I took to quench it, I would to each one sip. You are retired, as if you were a hosted one and not the hostess of the feast. Pray you bid these unknown friends to us welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends and more known. Come quench thy blushes. Present thyself that which you are, mistress of the feast. Come now, bid us welcome to your sheep shearing, so your good flock may prosper.
Welcome, sir. It is my mother's wish I should take on me the hostessship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, Dorcas. There are good, sirs. For you, there's rosemary and rose. All good. Grace and remembrance to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor on the birth of trembling winter. The fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and street gilbert, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind are rustic gardens fair, and I care not to be such of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I've heard it said there is an art, which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be. Yet nature is made better by no mean, but nature makes that mean. There is an art which adds to nature, as you say, but over that is an art which nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wildest stock, and may conceive a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. This does change nature, mend it rather, but the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make your god enriching gilly whores, and do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the devil in the earth to sap one slip of them, no more than were I painted I would wish the sea could say 'twere well, and only therefore desire to breathe by me. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mints, savory marjoram, the marigold that goes to bed with the sun, and with him rises weeping. These are the flowers of the middle summer, and I think they are given to men of middle age. You're very welcome.
Should leave grazing, ride your flock. Live only by gazing.
Out alas, you'd be so lean that the blast of January blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers that would become your time of day, and yours, to wear upon your virgin branches yet your maiden heads growing. O Proserpina, for the flowers now that frighted those fall from this wagon, daffodils, that come to fall for the swallow days, and that take the winds of March and feet. Violets, dim, but sweeter than the lids of Juno's eyes just through his breath. Pale primroses, that die unmarried, ere the cold breaking bliss of strength, malady most instant and late. Old oxlips, the crown imperials, lilies of all kinds, the flower leaves in one of them. Oh, these I lack you to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew them over and over.
What, like a corpse?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on. Not like a corpse, worth not to be buried, but quick and in mine arms. Come, take these flowers. Methinks I play as I have seen them do in woods and pastures. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell so. So give alms and pray so. And for the ordering of your affairs to sing them too. And when you do dance, I wish you a wave over the sea that you might ever do nothing but that. Move still so, and no other function. Each you're doing so singular and particular crowns what you are doing the present needs, that all your acts are queens.
Oh, Dorothy, your praises are too large. But that your youth and pure blood which keeps spelling fruit do plainly give you out an unstained shepherd. With wisdom I might fear, my Dorothy, you wooed me with falsehood.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come on, our dance, I pray, your hand, my pretty dear. So turtles pair that never need depart.
I'll swear, friend.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran on the green sward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater. Too noble for this place.
He tells her something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she is the queen of curds and cream.
Come on, strike up!
Mopsa must be your mistress. Mary, garlic to mend her kissing with.
Now, in good time.
Not a word. We stand upon our manners. Come on, strike up!
Pray, shepherdess, who is this fair swain which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doricles, and boasts himself himself to have a worthy feeding, but I have it upon his own report, and I believe it. He looks like sooth. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, for never gaze the moon on the waters, he'll stand and read as 'twere my daughter's eyes. And to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
She dances sweetly.
So she does anything. Though I reported that should be silent. If young Doricles do light on her, she'll bring him that which he not dreams of.
Oh, master! If you did but hear the peddler at the door! You'd never dance again after the tabor or pipe. He sings songs faster than you'll count money. He utters ballads as he's eaten them, and all men's ears grew to his tunes.
You can never come better. You shall come in. I do love a ballad, but even too well. Whether it be a dolphin matter and merely sit down, or very pleasant thing indeed in some lament.
He has songs for men and women of all sizes. No milker could so fit his customers with gloves. He has the prettiest love songs for maids. So without bawdry, which is strange.
This is a strange man.
Believe me, that talk is such an admirable conceited fellow. Has he any unbraided wares?
He has ribbons of all the colors in the rainbow. Points more than all the lawyers in Bohemia could learnedly handle, though they come to him by the cross. Ankles, caddises, cambrics, lawns. Why, he sings them over as though they were gods or goddesses. You'd think a smock were a she-angel. He's so gents do the sleep hand and the work about the square on it.
Prithee, bring him in, let him approach singing.
Reward him with his useless girlish words in his tunes.
You have these peddlers that have more than you think, sister.
I would go back to sleep.
Lawn as white as driven snow, ciphers black as air's crow, gloves as sweet as damask roses, master faces and for noses, bugle, bracelet, necklace amber, perfume for the ladies' chamber, golden quaifs and stomachers, for your lads to bid your dears. Pins and poking sticks of steel, what maids lack from head to heel. Come by with me, come by. By or else your lasses cry. Come by.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou wouldst take no money from me, but, being enthralled as I am, it would also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
He has promised you more than that, or there be liars.
Will there be loyal proof? He hath paid you all he promised you. Maybe he has paid you more, which will shame you to give him again.
Are there no manners left among maids? When they wear their faggots where they should bear their faces. It was not milking time. What pure woman will still be secrets? But you are tit-tatting in front of our guests, just while they're whispering. Now, tell me your tongue is not a word more.
Oh, I have done. Come, you promised me a
And indeed, there are cozeners abroad. Therefore, bowsmen, do be wary.
Fear not, thou man, thou shalt lose nothing here.
I hope so, sir, for I have with me many parcels of charge.
What hast you? Ballads?
Oh, pray you not buy some. I love ballads and delight. For then we are sure they are true.
Ah, well, here's one to a very doleful tune. Ah, how a usurer's wife was bought to bed of 20 money bags at a birthday, and how she longs eats adder's heads and toads, carbonide.
Is it true?
Very true, and but a month old.
Bless me for marrying a usurer.
Ah, here's the midwife's name to it. One Mistress Taylor, and 5 or 6 honest wives that were present. Why should I carry lies abroad?
Why, pray you not buy it.
Come on, lay it by. Let's first see more ballads. We'll buy these other things anon.
Here's another one, of a fish that appeared upon the coast on Wednesday in a fourth quarter of April, and sung its tale against the hard hearts of maids. It was first thought she was a woman, turned into a cold fish, for she would not exchange flesh with the one who loved her. It's very pitiful. And it's true.
Is it true too, think you?
5 justices hand to it, and more witnesses than my pack will hold.
Laid by 2 another.
Ah, here's a very merry one, and very pretty.
Let's have some merry ones.
It's a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of 2 maids wooing a man. There's scarce a woman westward, but she sings it. 'Tis in request, I can guarantee it.
Oh, we can both sing it. If thou'lt bear part, thou shalt hear. 'Tis in 3 parts.
I can bear my part. 'Tis of my profession. That's how it would be. Get you hence, for I must go. Where it fits you, not you.
Whither, it becomes thy oath full well, thou to me thy secrets tell.
Me too.
Let me go thither, thou goest to the grandeur mill, if to either thou dost ill.
Neither.
What? Neither?
Neither.
Thou hast sworn thy love to me, thou hast sworn it more to me. We're going to stay
We'll have this song out anon by ourselves. My mother and the gentlemen are in sad talk, and we'll not trouble them. Come, bring away thy pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for each of you. Peddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girls.
Ye shall pay well for it. What did my tale or lady your tale? My dainty dog, my dear. And he said for any toys for your hand, on the faintest and finest to wear. Come to the peddler, money's a meddler, the doffler all men's aware.
Oh, mother, you will know more of that hereafter. Is it not too far gone? It's time to part them. He's simple, he tells much. How now, shepherd? Your heart is full of something which does take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load my she with knacks. I would ransack the peddler's silken treasury and pour them out to her acceptance. You have let him go, and nothing marted with him, so that if your she should make some question of your love or devotion, you would be straitened for a reply. That is, if you make a care of happy holding her.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are.
The gifts she looks for me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given to her already, but not yet delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who it should seem hath sometime loved. I take thy hand, these hands, as soft as dove's down and as white as it, or Ethiopian's tooth, or the fan snow bolted by the northern blasts twite as silver.
What follows this? How prettily the young swain washes the hand was fair before. I put you out with your protestation. Let me hear what you profess. Do, and be witness to it. And this my neighbor too? And he, and more than he, and earth and the men, the heavens and all. Were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eye swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize it without her. To her employ them all, commend them and condemn them to her service or to their own perdition.
Fairly offered. Yes, this shows a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you'd like to him. I cannot speak so well, nothing so well, no, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cannot appear to be in his.
Take hands, a bargain. And unknown friends, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and shall make her portion equal his.
That must be the virtue of your daughter, one being dead. I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough then for your wonder, but come on, contract us for these witnesses.
Come your hand, daughter yours.
Soft swain wild. Beseech you, have you a father?
I have, but what of...
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks her father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best befits the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak, hear, no man from man, dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedridden, and does nothing but what he did being childish?
No, good sir, he has his health, and ampler strength indeed than men most have of his age.
By my white beard! You offer him, if this be so, wrong something unfilial. Reason my son should choose himself a wife, but the father, all whose joy is nothing but fair posterity, should have some counsel in such a business.
I yield all this, but for some other reason, my grave sir, which 'tis not fit you know. I not acquaint my father of this business.
Prithee, let him know it.
No, he must not.
Prithee, let him.
No, he shall not.
Pray my son let him, for he shall not need to grieve at knowing of thy choice.
Come, come, he must not. Mark our contract. Mark your divorce, young sir, whom son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, a scepter's heir, that thus affects a sheep-hook? You, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee, I can but shorten thy life 1 week. And you, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, who, of course, must know the royal fool thou copest with.
Oh, my heart.
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars, and made more homely than thy state. And you, fond boy, if I may ever know that thou dost but sigh, thou no more shalt see this knack. As no more I mean thou shalt, I'll have thee barred from succession, not held off of our blood. No, not our kin, far the Decalion off. Follow us to the court, thou churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, we save thee from the dead blow of it. And you, enchantment, worthy enough a herdsman, yea, him too, who makes himself, but for our honor therein, unworthy thee. If I may ever know that thou dost open the rural latches to his entrance once more, or hoop his body more with thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
Even here undone, I was not much afeard. For once or twice I was about to speak and tell him plainly. The self-same court sun that shines upon his court hides not his visage from our cottage, but looks on alike. to please you, sir. Be gone. I told you what would come of this. Beseech you, of your own sake, take care. This dream of mine, being now awake, O queen, to no much further, but milk my ewes and weep.
Well, how now, woman? Speak, ere thou diest.
I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know that which I know. Oh, sir, thou hast done a woman of 443, the thought to fill her grave in peace. Yea, to die upon the bed my father died, to lie close by his honest bones. But now, some hangman must put on my shroud, and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. Oh, thou cursed wretch that knewest this was the prince, and wouldst adventure to mingle faith with him? Undone, undone. If I die within this hour, I've lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard, delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am. Not straining on then from looking back, not following my leash only.
Gracious my lord, you know your father's temper. He will allow no speech at this time, which I do not guess you purpose to. Nor as hardly will he bear your sight. Then to the fury of his highness settle, come not before.
I not purpose it. I think Camillo.
Even he, my lord.
How often had I said 'twould be thus? How often said my dignity would last but till 'twere known?
It cannot fail by the violation of my faith. And then let nature crush the sides of the earth together and guard the seeds within. Lift up thy looks. From my secession wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am, and by my best. If my reason will bear to be obedient, I have reason. If not, my sense is better pleased with madness, you bid it welcome.
This is desperate, sir.
So call it. But to just fulfill my vow, I needs must think in honesty. Camillo, not for Bohemia, nor for all the pomp that may be there at noon, for all the sun seas and the close earth wounds, or the profound seas hiding unknown fathoms, I break my oath to this my fair beloved. Therefore I pray you, as you have ever been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as in faith, I mean not to see him any more. Cast your good counsels upon his passions. Let myself and fortune tug for the time to come. This you may know. I am put to sea with her, whom I cannot hold on shore. And most opportune to our need, I have a vessel rides fast by, prepared not for this design. What course I mean to hold shall nothing benefit your knowledge, nor concerning the reporting.
Oh, my lord, I wish your soul were easier for advice, or stronger for your need.
Hark, Perdita. I'll hear you by and by.
Is irremovable, resolved for flight. Now I were happy if his going I could frame to suit my turn. Do him love and honor, keep him from harm. Purchase again the sight of dear Cecilia, and of that unhappy king, my master, whom I so much thirst to see.
Good Camillo, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
You have heard of my poor services and the love I bore your father.
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak your deeds, and not little does care and thought on about how to recompense them.
Well, if you may please to think, I have loved the king, and through him that which nearest him, which is your gracious son. Embrace but my direction, if your more ponderous and settled plan may suffer alteration. On my honor, I'll send you where you shall have such reception as shall befit your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, from whom I see there's no disjunction to be made, but I, as heavens forfend, your ruin, where you may bury her. Meanwhile I, with my best endeavors, striving in your absence, shall your discontenting father qualify, and bring him up to light.
How, Camillo, may this almost a miracle be done? That I may call thee something more than a man, and after that trust to thee?
Have you thought on a place whereto you'll go?
Not any yet. But as the unthought on accident is guilty to what we wildly do, so we profess ourselves as slaves to chance, and flies of every wind that comes.
Well, then, listen to me, sir. If you will not change your purpose, but undergo this flight, make for Cecilia. There present yourself and your fair princess, for so I see she must be, for Leontes. Methinks I see him flinging wide his free arms and weeping forth his welcomes as for the father in the person of the son, dividing himself one moment twixt his unkindness and his kindness, the one he chides to hell, the other bids drove faster than thought or time.
Good Camilla, what color of my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Sent by the king, your father, to give him greetings and comfort. And so that your father's heart seems in this embassy, certain matters known only twixt the three of us, I'll write you down.
I am bound to you, sir. There is some sap in this.
Perhaps more than a wild dedication of yourselves to unpathed waters, uncharted shores. Certain to misery is enough, the only constant your anchor, which does its best office if it can but hold you where you're loath to be. Besides which, affliction subdues both mind and cheek, while prosperity is the very bond of affection.
I think one of these is true. Affliction may subdue in the cheek, but not take the mind.
Truly, you say so. There shall not be in your father's house these 7 years under such form.
Good Camilla, she is as forward of her breeding as she hath the rear of our birth.
I cannot say it is a pity she lacks instructions. She seems a mistress to most that teach.
Your pardon, sir, for this I'll bless you things.
My prettiest Perdita, but all the thorns we stand upon. Camilla, preserver of my father, now of me, the medicine of our house, how shall we do? We are not furnished this Bohemia's son, nor shall appear in Sicilia.
I think you do know my fortunes mostly lie. It shall be so my care to have you royally appointed, so that the part you play seems mine. And so you know you shall not want one word.
What a fool honesty is, and trust his sworn brother. A very simple gentleman. I've sold all my trumpery. Not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon, glass, pomander, brooch, tea book, bandage, knife, tape, glove, bracelet, shoe tie, necklace, horn ring, to keep my pack from fasting. They throng who should buy first. I sent my trinkets in my hand and brought a benediction to the buyer. By which means I saw whose purse was best in picture, and what I saw, to my good use, I remembered. My clown, who wants something to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with the wench's song that he would not stir his petticoes till he had both tune and words, which so drew the rest of the crowd to me that all their other senses stuck in ears. I might have pitched a placket, it was census. 'Twas nothing to gild a codpiece of a purse. No hearing, no feeling, but my sir's song, and admiring the nothing of it. By which means I saw whose purse was best in picture, and what I saw, to my good use, I remembered. Well, my clown, who wants to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with the wench's song that he would not stir his petticoes till he had both tune and words. By which means I saw whose purse was best in picture.
And by this means, the letters that I have written will arrive in Sicilia before you, and thus satisfy Leontes.
And these that you'll procure from King Leontes
shall satisfy your father.
Happy be you, all that you speak so spare.
Right. Who's this thing? We'll make use of this. Omit nothing may give us advantage. Hark, good sir.
Oh, if they've heard me now, why, hanging.
Oh, now, good sir, why shakest thou so?
Oh, I'm a poor fellow, sir.
Oh, there's no one here will take that from thee. But for the exterior of thy poverty, we needs must make exchange. Discase yourself, undo your clothes, disrobe, and exchange garments with this gentleman. The pennyworth is on your side, as it happens in any case, but nonetheless, here's some boot.
I am a poor fellow, sir. But I know ye well enough.
Come, come, dispatch. You must think there's some necessity in it.
Dispatch, I
And as for you, sweet mistress, you must disguise yourself. Dismantle your face, pluck your lover's hat o'er your brow, and by these means, for I fear eyes upon you, you may get ship undescribed.
For I see the place so lies that I must bear part.
No help for that. Done there.
Should I now meet my father, he should not call me son.
Nay, you shall have no hat.
Pray you, Perdita, What if we twain forgot a word?
Thank you, good sir, and good day.
Adieu, sir.
Now, Minus must need to report this flight to Polixenes. When he gives pursuit, by these means, I shall regain Sicilia, for which I have a woman's longing.
Fortune speed us, thus we sit on Camillo to the sea.
Quicker haste, the better.
I understand the business. I hear it. Have a good ear. A quick eye and a nimble hand is necessary for a prepperers. A good nose is requisite also. To smell out the work for the other senses. I see this is the time the unjust man doth thrive. What exchange had this been without boot? What boot is here with this exchange? Surely gods do this here connive at us, and we may do anything extempore. The prince himself was about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king with all, I wouldn't do it. I'd find it the more knavery to conceal it. Therefore, I am constant to my profession. Besides, here's more matter for a hot brain. Every man's end, every shop, church, session, hanging yields up cavalman's work.
See what a woman you are now. There's no other way but to tell the king she's a changeling, and none of your flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
Go to then.
She being none of your flesh and blood. Your flesh and blood has not affected the king, and therefore your flesh and blood is not to be punished by the king. Show these things you found about her, those secret things, all what she has with her. Just being done with a long whistle, I warrant you.
I will tell the king all, yea, every word, and his son's pranks too, who I may say is no honest man, neither to his father nor to me, to go about to make me the king's sister-in-law.
Indeed. Sister-in-law was the father's love you could have been to him. And then you're bled in the dear, but I know how much amounts.
Very wisely, puppies.
Let us to the king. There is that in this father will make him scratch his beard.
I know not what impediment this matter may have to the flight of my master.
Hey, heartily, he'd be at palace.
If I had a mind to be honest, I would say fortune would not suffer me. Though I'm not naturally honest, I am so sometimes by chance. Let me pocket up my penner's excrement. Now, rustics, whither are you bound?
To the palace, said it like your worship.
Your affairs then? What? With whom? The condition of that father, the place of your dwelling, your names, your ages, whatever having be fitting, well, pray discover.
We have but plain feathers, sir.
A lie! You're rough and hairy. Let us have no lying. Befits none but tradesmen. And they give us soldiers a lie. But we pay them with stabbed gore, not stabbing steel. Therefore give us not the lie.
Your worship had like to have given us the lie, had you taken yourself to the manor.
Are you a courtier, and it like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier. Sees not the air of the court and these enfoldings? Hath not my gate in it the measure of the court? Perceivest not thy nose, court owner from me? Thinkest thou, without I insinuate, or commands of thee thy business, I am therefore now no courtier? I am a courtier. A compliment, and one that will either push back or pluck on thee thy business. Therefore, I command thee to open thy affair.
My business, sir, is to the king.
What advocate hast thou to him?
I know not, and it like you.
Advocate's the court word for pheasant. So you have none.
None, sir. I have no pheasant, cock, nor hen.
Blessed are we that we are simple men. But, I will not disdain them.
This cannot be but a great courtier.
His garments are rich, but he wears them not handsomely.
He seems to be the more noble than being fantastical. A great man, I'll warrant. I know by the picking on his teeth.
The fargle? What's in the fargle? Wherefore the box?
Sir, there lie such secrets in this farthing box that none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour, if I may come to the speech of him.
Age thou hast lost thy labor.
Why, sir?
The king is not at the palace. He's gone aboard a new ship, to purge melancholy and air himself. For thou beest capable of things here, thou must know the king is full of grief.
So 'tis said, sir, about his son that should have married a shepherdess's daughter.
If that shepherdess be not in handfast, let her fly. The curses she shall have, the torture she shall feel, will break the back of men, the heart
So, sir.
Not she alone shall suffer. What wit will make heavy in vengeance bitter, but all those that are germane to her, though removed 50 times, will all fall under the hand. Dear them, a great pity, yet it is necessary.
Has the old woman a son, sir? Do you hear? And like you, sir.
She has a son, who will be flayed alive! Set upon a wasp's nest, till he be 3/4 and a dram dead, then recovered again with aqua vitae, or some other hot infusion. Raw and in the hottest day that prognostication proclaims, shall he be set upon a brick wall, the sun shining down to the south with eye upon him, where she's to behold him with flies blown to death. But what talk we of these trade, Elias? The faces are so capital. Their miseries are to be smiled at. Yes. Tell me, for you seem to be honest, plain folk. What advocate hast you to the king? Think something gently considered. I will bring you where he's aboard. Tender your persons to his presence. Whisper to him on your behalf, and if it be in man, besides the king, to effect your suits, well, ere his man should do it.
He seems to be of great authority. Close by him, give him gold. And though authority be a stubborn bear, yet is often led by those with gold. Show the inside of your purse to the outside of his hand, and no more ado. Remember, stoned and flayed alive!
And it please you, sir, to undertake the business for us. Here's that gold that I have. I'll make it as much more, and leave this young man in pawn till I bring it to you.
After I've done what I promised.
Aye, sir.
Very well. Are you embarking this business?
In some sort, sir, but though my case be a pitiful one, I hope I shall not be flayed out of it.
No worries. That's the case of the shepherdess is done. Hang him! He'll make an example.
Comfort. We must do the king to show our strange sights. He must know 'tis neither your daughter nor my sister. You're gone else. Sir, I will give you as much as this old woman does when the business is performed, and remain, as she says, your pawn till it be brought to you.
I will trust you. Carry on towards the seaside, but look upon the hedges and follow me.
We are blessed in this man as ever, and say, even blessed.
Let us before as he bids us. You was provided to do us good.
If I don't mind, to be honest, I would see fortune would not suffer me. I will bring these two moles, these blind ones, aboard him. And if he see it fit to show them again, let him call me rogue for being so officious. For I am proof against that title, and what shame else belongs to it. To him I will bring them. There may be matter in it.
Sir, you have done enough, and performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make which you could not yet redeem. Indeed, paid down more penitence than done trespass. At the last, do as the heavens have done. Forget your evil. With them, forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them. So still think of the wrong I did myself, which was so much. The airless has left my kingdom, and destroyed the sweetest companion that ever did man bred his hopes out of.
True, too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world, or from the altar took something good to make the perfect woman, she you killed would be yet unparalleled.
I think so. Killed? She I killed. I did so, but thou strikest at me sorely to say I did. It is as bitter upon thy tongue as in my thought. Now, good now, say so, but seldom.
Not at all, good lady. You could have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit, and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those who would have him wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state, nor the remembrance of his most sovereign name. Consider little what dangers, by his highness fail of issue, may drop upon his kingdom and devour insurgent lookers on. What were more holy than to rejoice the former queen as well? What holier than for royalty's repair, for present comfort and for future good, to bless the bed of majesty again with the sweet fellow to it?
There is none worthy, respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. Hath not the divine Apollo said, is not the tenor of his oracle, that King Leontes shall not have an heir till his lost child be found, which that it shall is all as monstrous to our human reason as my Antigonus to break his grave and come again to me, for on my life he did perish with the infant. 'Tis your counsel, my lord, should to the heavens be contrary. I hold against their legs. Care not for issue. The crown will find an heir. Great Alexander left his to the worthiest, so his successor was likely to be the best.
Oh, Paulina, who has the memory of Hermione, I know and honor that ever I swear to thee my counsel. Then, even now, may have looked upon my queen's full eyes and taken treasure from her lips.
And left them more rich for what they yielded?
Thou speakst truth. No more of such wives, therefore no wife. One worse and better used would make her say to the spirit, again possess her corpse, and on this stage where we offenders are now, appear and begin. Why to me?
Had she such power? She had just cause.
She had, and when sent me to murder her, I married.
I should so. Were I the ghost that walked, I'd bid you mark her eye and tell me for what dull part in it you chose her. Then I'd shriek that even your ears should rift to hear me, and the only words that followed should be, remember mine.
Stars, stars, and all eyes else dead coals. Fear thou no wife. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry but by my free leave?
Never. So blessed be my spirit.
Then, good my ladies, bear witness to his oath.
You tempt him overmuch.
Unless another, as is like Hermione, as is her picture, affront his eye.
Good, madam.
I have done. But, if my lord will marry, if you will, sir, no remedy but you will, give me the office to choose you a queen. She shall not be so young as was your former, but she shall be as walked your first queen's ghost. It should take joy to see her in your arms.
True, Paulina. We shall not bury till thou bidst us.
That shall be when your first queen's again in breath. Never till then.
One of them gives out himself Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, with his princess. She is the fairest I have yet beheld. Desires access to your high presence.
What with him? He comes not like in his father's greatness, so sudden and out of circumstance. Shows 'tis not a visitation framed, but one forced by need and habit. What with him?
But few, and those but mean.
His princess, say you. With him?
Aye, the most peerless piece on earth, I think, that e'er the sun shone bright on.
O Hermione, as every present time doth boast itself, so must thy grave give way to what's seen now. Sir, you yourself have said and writ, but your speech is now colder than that theme. She had not been, nor was to be equaled. Thus your verse flowed with her beauty once. 'Tis shrewdly ebb to say you've seen it better.
Pardon, madam. The one I had almost forgot. Your pardon. The other, when she has obtained your eye, will have your tongue too. This were a creature, would she begin a sect, might quench the zeal of all professors else. Make proselytes of those she but bid follow.
How? Not women.
Women will love her, that she is a woman more worth than any man. Men, that she is the rarest of all women.
Go, Cleomenes. Yourself assisted with your honest friends. Bring them to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange they should thus steal upon us.
And our prince, jewel of all children, lived to see this hour. He hath fared well with this young lord. 'Twas hardly a month between their births.
Prithee, no more. Cease. Thou know'st he dies to me again when talked of. Sure, when I shall see this gentleman, thy speeches will bring me to consider that which would unfurnish me of reason. They are come. Your mother was most true to wedlock, Prince, for she did print your royal father off in conceiving you. Were I but 21, your father's image is so hid in you, his very air, that I may call you brother, as I did him, and speak of something wildly performed by us before. Most dearly welcome, and your most royal princess, goddess. Alas, I lost a couple. Betwixt heaven and earth might thus have stood, begetting wonder, as you, gracious couple, do now. And then I lost the society, amity too, of your brave father, all my own folly, which, though very misery, I desire my life once more to look upon him.
By his command have I here touched Cecilia, and from him send no greeting that a king and friend can send a brother. And but for infirmity, which waits upon worn times, that something ceased his wished ability, he had himself, the very land and waters twixt your throne and his, measured, that he might look upon you, whom he loves, and let me say so, more than all the scepters and those that bear them living.
Oh, my honest friend, good gentleman, the wrongs I have done thee stir afresh within me. These thy offices serve as interpreters of my behindhand slackness. But most dearly welcome, as is the spring to the earth. And what? Has he also exposed this paragon to the fearful usage, at least ungentful, of the dreadful Neptune, to visit a man not worth her pains, much less the adventure of her person?
Good, my lord, she came from Libya.
Where the warlike Smellus, that noble and honored lord, is both feared and loved?
Most royal, sir, from thence. Him whose tears has proclaimed his parting with her. But we have crossed now to execute the charges my father gave me in visiting your highness. My best train from Sicilia I had dismissed, and for Bohemia now bent to signify not only my success in Libya, but also my arrival and my wife's, here in safety where we are.
The blessed gods purge all infection whilst you do climate here. You have a holy father, a royal gentleman, whose person, so sacred it is, I have done sin. For heaven's taking note, have left me issueless, and your father blessed, as he from heaven merited, and you with him, so worthy his goodness. What might I have been? Might I have had a son and daughter to look on such goodly things as you?
Most noble sir, that which I am about to report would bear no credit were not the proof so nigh. Please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you from himself, by me, desires you to attach his son, who has his dignity and duty both cast off, fled from his father, from his hopes, and with a shepherdess his daughter.
Where's Bohemia? Speak!
Here in your city, I now came from him. I speak amazingly, and it becomes my marvel and my message. To your court, whilst he was hastening, in pursuit it seems of this fair couple, meets he on the way the mother of this seeming lady and her brother, having both their country quitted with this young prince.
Camilla has betrayed me, whose honor and whose honesty shall now endure all weathers.
Lay it so to his charge. He's with the king, your father.
Who? Camillo?
Camillo, sir, I spake with him, who now has these poor fools in question. Never saw I wretches so quake. They kneel, they kiss the earth, they forswear themselves as oft as they speak. Bohemia stops his ears and threatens them with diverse deaths and death.
Oh, my poor mother! The heavens set spies upon us. Will not have our contract celebrated.
You are married.
We are not, nor are we like to be. I see the stars will kiss the valleys first, the odds are high and low alike.
My lord, is this the daughter of a king?
She is. And what she is my wife.
With what? I see. I see in your father's good liking and speed that will be a while. I'm sorry, most sorry you have broken from his liking, which you are tied in duty to. As sorry your choice was not as rich in worth as beauty, that you may very well enjoy her.
Dear, look up. Though fortune visible and enemy should chase us with my father, power no jot hath she to change our loves. Beseech you, sir, remember since you owed no more to time than I do now. With thought and such affection, step forth mine advocate. At your request my father will grant precious things as trifles.
Would he do so? I would beg your most precious mistress, which he counts but a trifle.
Sir, my liege, your eye hath too much youth in it. It was hardly a month ere your queen died. She was far more worthy of such gazes than this you look on now.
I thought of her, even in these gazes I made. But your petition is yet unanswered. I will to your father. Your honor is not overthrown by your desires. I am a friend to them both. Come, upon this errand which I now go to your father. Come, mark which way I make. Good my lord!
See you, sir. Were you present at this relation?
I was by at the opening of the carnival, heard the old shepherdess deliver the tale of how she found it. Whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were all commanded out of the chamber. Only this we thought I heard the shepherdess say. They found the child.
I would most gladly know the issue of it.
I make a broken delivery of the report, but the changes that I perceived in the king and Camilla were very notes of admiration. They seemed almost, with staring on one another, to tear the cases of their eyes. There was speech in their dumbness, language in their very gesture. They looked as though they had heard of a world ransomed or of one destroyed. A notable passion of wonder came about them, but the wisest beholder, who knew no more but seeing, could not say if the import be of joy or of sorrow, but in the extremity of the one it must needs be. Ah, here comes a gentleman who happily knows more. The news, Theodoros.
Nothing but bonfires. The oracle is fulfilled. The king's daughter is found. Such a deal of wonder is broken forth within this hour that ballad makers cannot be able to express it. Here comes the Lady Paulina's stewardess. She can deliver you more. How goes it now, madam? This news, which is called true, is so like an old tale that the verity of it is in strong suspicion until now. Has the king found his heir?
Most true, if ever truth were pregnant by circumstance. That which you hear, you'll swear you see. There is such unity in the proofs. The mantle of Queen Hermione's, her jewel about the neck of it, the letters and Antigonus found with it, which they know to be of his character, the majesty of the creature in resemblance to the mother, and the affection of nobleness which nature shows to be above her breeding, and many other evidences proclaim her with all certainty to be the king's daughter. Did you see the meeting of the two kings?
No.
Then you have lost a sight that was to be seen, cannot be spoken of. There might you have beheld one joy crown another so, and in such a manner that it seemed sorrow wept to take leave of them, for their joy was weighted in tears. There was casting up of eyes, holding up of hands, with countenances of such distraction that they were to be known by garment, not by favor. Our king, being ready to leap out of himself for joy of his found daughter, as if that joy had become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother, and asks Bohemia forgiveness. Then embraces his son-in-law and worries he his daughter with clipping her. Now he turns and thanks the old shepherdess who stands by like a weather-beaten conduit of many kings' reigns. I never heard of such another encounter, which Lane's report to follow it, and undoes description to do it.
What, pray you, became of Antigonus that carried Impetus the child?
Like an old tale still that will have matter to rehearse, though credit be asleep and not an ear open. He was torn to pieces with a bear. This avouches the shepherdess's son, who has not only his innocence, which seems much to justify him, but a handkerchief and some rings of his that Paulina knows.
What became of his bark and of his followers?
Racked the same instant of their master's death, and in view of the shepherdess, so that all the instruments which aided to expose the child were even then lost when it was found. But oh, the noble combat twixt joy and sorrow that was fought in Paulina. She had one eye, declined for the loss of her husband, the other, elevated that the oracle was fulfilled. She lifted the princess from the earth, and so locks her in embracing, as if she could pin her to her heart, that she might no more be in danger of losing.
The dignity of this act is worthy of the audiences of kings and princes, for by such was it acted.
One of the prettiest touches of all, and that which angled for mine eyes, and caught the water, though not the fish, was when, at the relation of the queen's death, and the manner which she came to it gravely confessed and lamented by the king, how attentiveness wounded his daughter, till from one sign of dolour to another she did, and alas, I would fain say bleed tears, for I am sure my heart wept blood. That which was most marvel there changed color. Some swooned, all sorrowed. If the world had seen it, the woe had been universal.
Have they returned to court?
No. The princess, hearing of her mother's statues, a piece many years in doing, and now newly performed by that rare Italian master, Giulio Romano, who, had he in eternity in his hands and could put breath into his work, would beguile nature of her custom? So perfectly he is her aid. He so near to Hermione hath done Hermione, that they say, one would speak to her, and stand in hope of an answer. But thither with all greediness of affection they are gone, and there they intend to sup.
I thought she had some great matter there in hand, for she hath previously, twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of Hermione, visited that removed house. Shall we thither, and with our company piece the rejoicing?
It would be thence that has the benefit of access. And if you wink of an eye, some new grace will be born. Our absence makes us unthrifty to our knowledge. Let's along.
Now, had I not the dash of my own life, would perform and drop on my head, I brought the old woman and her son aboard the prince. Told him I heard them talk of a fowl, and I know not what. But he, overfonded of the shepherdess's son, her daughter, who he then took her to be, grew much seasick, and himself little better, extremity of the weather continuing, so that this matter remained a mystery. But 'tis all one to me. For had I been the finder out of this secret, it was not of relished among my other many discredits. Oh, here come those to whom I've done good to against my will, and already appearing in the blossoms of their fortune.
Oh, my boy, I have passed more children, but thy sons and daughters will be all gentlemen born.
You are well met, sir. You denied to fight with me this other day, because I was no gentleman born. See you these clothes? Say you see them not. Think me still no gentleman born? You had best say these clothes are not gentlemen born. Come, give me the lie, and try whether I'm not now gentleman born.
You are now a gentleman born.
I, and have been so any time these 4 hours.
And so have I, boy.
So you have. But I was gentleman born. For the king's son took me by the hand, you called me brother. Then the 2 kings called my mother sister. Then the prince and the princess called my mother mother. And there we wept. And there were the first gentleman-like tears that ever we shed.
You may live, my son, to shed many more.
Aye, or else for hard luck, being in so preposterous a state as we are.
I beseech you, sir, to pardon me all the faults I've committed to thee I worship, and to give me your good word to the prince my master.
Prithee, son, do, for we must be gentle. Now we are gentlemen.
Thou art in thy life.
Aye, but like thy good worship.
Give me thy hand. I will swear to the prince that thou art as honest a true fellow as any in Bohemia.
Thou may say it, but not swear it.
I'll swear it. Now I'm a gentleman. Let Bores and Franklin say it, I'll swear it.
How if it be false, son?
If it be ne'er so false, a true gentleman may swear it on behalf of his friend, and... I will swear to the prince that thou art a tall man of thy hands, and thou wilt not be drunk. But I know that thou art not a topper of thy hands, and thou wilt be drunk. But thou swearest, I would thou wouldst be a topper of thy hands.
I will so do my power.
Aye, by any means prove so. But do not wonder how thou darest such to be drunk. Not be drunk, trust me not. Hark, the kings and princes, our kindred, are going to see the queen's picture. Come, follow us, we'll be thy good masters.
Oh, grave and good Paulina, the great comfort that I have had of thee.
What sovereign, sir, I did not well, I meant well. All my services you have paid home, but that you have vouchsafed with this your crowned brother and these contracted heirs of your kingdom my poor house to visit, it is a surplus of your grace, which never my life may last to answer.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with trouble, but we came to see the statue of our queen. Your gallery have we passed through, not without much content and many singularities, though some less attractive than others. We saw not that which my daughter came to look upon, the statue of her mother.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness I do well believe excels anything that you've seen yet, or hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it, lonely, apart, but here 'tis, prepared to see the life as lively mocked as ever, still sleep mocked death. Behold, and say 'tis well. I like your silence. It the more shows off your wonder. But yet speak. First you, my liege. Comes it not something near?
Her natural posture. Chide me, dear stone. The night I made same deed thou art Hermione. Or rather, thou art she and thy not chiding. For Hermione was as tender as infancy and grace. And yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so wrinkled. Nothing so aged as this seems.
Not by much.
So much the more our carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years and makes her as if she lived now.
As now she might have done. So much in my good comfort, as it is now piercing to my soul. Well, thus she stood, with such life of majesty. Warm life, as now it coldly stands when I first wooed her. Does the stone not rebuke me for being more stone than it? O royal peace, there's magic in thy majesty, which has my evils conjured to remembrance, and from thy admiring daughters took the spirits, standing with stone with thee.
And give kneeling, and do not say 'tis superstition that I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but begun. Give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Ugh! Patience! The color is but newly fixed, it's not dry yet.
Ah, my lord, your sorrow was too sore laid on, which 16 winters cannot blow away, nor as many summers dry. Methinks no joy scarce ever lasted so long, nor any sorrow but long since killed itself.
Dear my brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off of you so much grief as he will bind up in himself.
Indeed, my lord, if I had known that the sight of my poor image would have thus wrought you, for the stone is mine, I'd not have showed it.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you look on it, lest your fancy may think anon it moves.
Let be, let be. Would I were dead, but that methinks already. What was he that did carve it? Still, my lord, would ye not deem those veins did bear blood, and that she breathed?
Nastily done. Very life seems ruddy upon her lip.
And the fixture of her eye has movement in it, as we are mocked by art.
I'll draw the curtain. My lord's almost so far transported that he'll think anon it moves.
Oh, Paulina, makes me to think so 20 years together, no settled senses of the world can yet match the pleasure of that madness. Let's alone.
I'm sorry, sir, I have thus far wrought you, but I could afflict you farther.
Do, for this affliction is as sweet as any cordial comfort. Still, methinks there's an air comes from her. What fine chisel could yet cut breath? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
God, my lord, forbear!
Already it is upon her lip is wet, you'll mar it if you kiss it. Stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
No! Not these 20 years.
So long I could stand by and look on.
And forbear. Quit amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move, indeed descend, and take you by the hand. But then you'll think, which I protest against, I'm assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I'm content to look upon. What to speak, I'm content to hear. For 'tis easy to make her speak move.
It is required you do await your faith then. All stand still, or let those that think it is unlawful business I am about, let them depart.
Proceed. No foot shall stir.
Music, awake her, strike. This time, descend, bestow no more approach, stir, nay, come away. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life redeems you. You perceive she stirs? Start not, her action shall be holy, as you perceive my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until she die again, for then you kill her double. When she was young, you wooed her. In age, is she become the suitor?
She's warm. If this be magic, let it be an art as lawful as eating.
She embraces him. She hangs about his neck. If she pertains to life, let her speak also.
Aye, and make it manifest where she lived, or how stolen from the dead.
That she was living, or if but told to thee, would have been hooted at like an old tale. But it appears she lives, though yet she speak not. Mark you a while longer. Please you interpose, fair madam. Near, and take her mother's bed. Look, Aphrodite's found.
You gods, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, mine own, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived? How found thy father's court? For thou shalt hear that I, knowing by Paulina, gave hope to the oracle thou wast in being, have reserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that, lest they desire upon this push to trouble your joys with like relation. Go together, your precious winners all, your exultation partake to everyone. I, an old turtle, will wing me to some withered bough, and there my mate that's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina. Thou shouldst a husband take, by my consent, as I by thine a wife. This is a match made between us by vows. Thou hast found mine, but how is to be questioned? For I saw her as I thought, dead, and have said in vain many a prayer upon her grave. I'll not seek far, for him I partly know is mine, to find thee an honorable husband. Come, Camillo. Take her by the hand, whose worth and honesty is richly noted, and here justified by us, a pair of kings. Let's from this place. What? Look upon my brother. Both your pardons that e'er put between your holy looks my ill suspicions. This, your son-in-law, and summoned the keen, is troth light to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us from hence, where may each one leisurely demand to give answer to his part performed in this wide gap of time, since we are first dissevered. Hastily, lead away!